Welcome students, I hope all of you are doing well. Today we are going to discuss Concord. This is very important in English. Concord means the agreement of subject and verb. Now, in the very beginning, what is a sentence? A combination of words that makes complete sense is called a sentence. For example, a ship went out to sea. Rohan is a student. Now, of course, both of these sentences are correct. Now, in the first example, we are using went, that is the second form of go. So, it is very clear that this is the sentence which belongs to past tense, and since our subject is singular, so we are using a singular verb. And in the second sentence, the subject is Rohan and we are using a primary auxiliary, that is with it. So, this is again a correct sentence because our subject is singular and here the primary auxiliary is functioning as a main verb. So, some more examples for making it very clear to you. Mohan is playing cricket. Girls are taking rest. The boys have stopped playing. Shruti hates mango but her brother doesn't. Now, in the first example, since our subject is singular, so we are using a singular verb. In the second example, as our subject is plural, so we are doing it with a plural verb. And in the third, again the boys, they are plural in form, so we are using a plural verb. And in the last, it is a singular subject, so a main verb that is singular in its nature we will be using. So, the basic principle in Concord or in the construction of correct sentences in English language is that singular subject needs singular verb and plural subject needs plural verb. My friend lives in Punjab. My friend is singular, so we are using a singular verb lives. My brother is a teacher. Here primary auxiliary is being used and it is in accordance with our singular subject. She is walking in the garden. Again we are using a singular pronoun she, with which we are using a singular verb, primary auxiliary is. Plural subject needs plural verb. Birds live in trees. Birds, which is plural in its nature, so with that we are using main verb, that is plural. With noun, whenever we use s, we make it plural, but with verb, whenever we add s with a plural, then we need to deduct that, and with singular verb we need to add s. So, when our subject was singular, our verb was singular, so my friend lives in Punjab. But when our verb is plural, we need to use plural verb, that is live. Birds live in trees. My sisters are lawyers. The kids are playing football. Now, these are the examples which I have given you, but our subject, if it is singular, we are using singular verb. If it is plural, we are using plural verb. But as you know that English is not about using singular or plural subjects. Sometimes we have more than two subjects. So, then what kind of verb should be used? So, let us discuss. If we are using two subjects in a sentence and those two subjects may be two different nouns, they are connected or joined by and, then plural verb will be used, like mouse and keypad. So, these are parts of a computer. Health and hope are what we wish upon a star. The student and the representative attend the meeting regularly. In all these sentences, we have joined two different nouns with add and with which we are using plural verb. According to the nature of the sentence, we are using primary auxiliary as well as when main verb is given. So, we are making it in its plural form and then using it. Again, when in a sentence we are using two subjects, but they are closely related to each other or expresses one idea, then the verb which we are going to use, that must be singular. Like patience and determination is my weapon against problems. So, patience and determinations, of course these are two different subjects, these are two different nouns, but we here in this sentence they are expressing one idea. So, we are using primary auxiliary is with them. 2 and 2 makes 4. Bread and butter is my favorite breakfast. So, with bread and butter we won't be using are because it is giving the expression of single idea breakfast. So, that is why is will be used. Now, when two singular subjects again joined by and but they refer to same person or thing. In the previous slide we have discussed when two singular subjects they are expressing one idea, and here in this slide they refer to the same person, then verb must be singular. Like the poet and singer is dead. The horse and carriage is at the door. So, here the poet and singer we are referring it to a single person. If we go to the previous slide, then here the student and the representative, these we have used plural verb here because we are using two definite article with two different nouns and which make them plural. So, this is also important that with the student and the representative I am using definite article the, that is why we are talking to with the two different persons here. Okay. But here in this slide the poet and singer is referring to only one person, that is why we are using this primary auxiliary is, which is singular. Now, sometimes when we are making a sentence with compound subjects joined by either or neither nor, they take singular or plural verbs depending upon the nearer subject to the verb. Either the project or the assignment is due today. Neither the document nor the test papers are missing, because this we are using here are because this is the nearer subject to the verb and our verb will be in accordance with this nearer subject, okay, not with the first subject. According to the second subject we will take up the verb. Either the notebook or the ball pen is needed for the outreach. Of course, these both the subjects are singular, so we are using singular verb. Some more examples. Neither the teacher nor the students join the rally. Of course, this is a plural verb because my second subject is plural. Either the mouse or the keyboard is new. Neither the table nor the chairs are in place. So, by now this must be clear to you that whatever the nearer or the second subject is, if it is singular we are using singular verb, if it is plural we are using plural verb. Now, sometimes when subjects are separated by a word not, so the verb has to agree with the affirmative part in the sentence. The child, not the mother, shows more compassion to the beggar. So, here the affirmative part is child, which is singular. So, the main verb which we are using, that should be singular in form. So, we are using shows. The books, not the wallet, are missing. Now, the first subject or the affirmative subject is plural. So, we are using plural verb. The books, not the wallet, are missing. The teachers, not the principal, attend the symposium. Again, our affirmative part is plural, so we are using plural verb. Whenever our subject is singular, then we need to use singular verb. Now, when a singular subject is connected by or nor to a plural subject, then we need to put that plural subject in the end so as to avoid any kind of confusion, and accordingly we should use a plural verb. Suppose I have to construct a sentence in which I am using two different subjects, one is singular and one is plural, then it is recommended that we should use that plural subject as our second subject. So, and we are separating that with or nor. The serving bowl or the plates are taken to the dining room. the student or the teachers write a letter to the mayor. So, this must be taken into consideration that in both the sentences our second subject was plural. So, I have used this plural verb. Now, we are making many sentences by using indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun, now what is a pronoun? Word which we use instead or in place of a noun. So, indefinite pronoun like each, either, neither, one, everybody, no one, nobody, anybody. So, whenever we are going to construct any sentence with these indefinite pronoun, then the verb should be singular. Everyone is training hard, each has a special diet, no one complains about the schedule, nobody wants to lose in the game. Now, taking some more indefinite pronouns like a few, many, both, several, they always take a plural verb. A few of the, here it should be a. So, a few of the varsity complain about the rules. Now, what is the difference between few and a few? Few is negligible and a few is affirmative, means some quantity. Okay. So, a few of varsity means now here it is a plural subject. So, we will be using a plural verb. Both of the coaches encourage them or encourage the players. Several of us watch their games at the Astrodome. So, several of us is again a plural subject. So, plural verb will be used. Many of us here support them. So, of course, with plural subject we will be using plural verb. Now, some indefinite pronouns such as some, any, none, all, when followed by a phrase, then the verb agrees with the object of the phrase. Most of the training was hard. So, don't get confused if you are just looking at the word most of. You need to look at the phrase which we are using. If that phrase is singular, so singular verb will be used. Some of the cake is fondant. If the sentence is some of the cake is fondant, we could have written it like some of the cakes, then we should be using are here, because this is now the phrase which will determine whether we will be using plural verb or singular verb. Now, most of the varsities are 4th year students. Some of the players are young. Okay. So, if our in this sentence this is singular, we are using singular verb. In this sentence, if this is plural, we are using plural verb. Some of the it will of course remain same because this is indefinite pronoun. Now, some special nouns that are plural in its form, but they convey single meaning or they are singular in its meaning, such as physics, economics, mathematics, measles, mumps, civics, news. So, such kind of special nouns, they always take singular verb. The news is about loving and living. Economics is applied in everyday life. So, whenever you look at these kind of nouns, then you need to use singular verb. Now, coming to the abstract noun. Abstract noun is of course the noun which you cannot touch. They are the feelings, emotions. So, abstract nouns such as beauty, courage, loyalty, faith, love, honesty, all these they are singular. Whenever they are singular in sentence, they convey a single idea. So, they are singular. So, they will always take a singular verb. Beauty is useless. Character is the best. And as you are much aware of this, honesty is the best policy. Now, some of the nouns, they are plural in form and meaning. So, they take a plural verb like scissors or trousers or contents. So, with these we will be using plural verb. Scissors are indispensable in every household. The contents of the letter hurt me. Now, Coming to adjectives, whenever adjectives are the words which qualify the noun. Qualify means that they are telling the qualities of the noun. So, adjectives whenever they are used as subject, they are plural in meaning. So, of course, they will be taking plural verb. The rich here means all the rich people individually. They are not always happy. The meek are rewarded in heaven. Happy are the poor, for the kingdom of God is theirs. So, these adjectives are used and they are conveying plural sense. So, we are using plural verb with them. Now, collective noun. Collective noun is of course a collection of noun, a group of things. So, that becomes collective. So, collective noun usually take a singular verb whenever it denotes a unit, and it may take a plural verb when the noun refers to the members of the group, when we are counting the individuals in a group. For example, the team works hard for the award. So, here the team as a group is working hard for the award. So, that is why with team we are taking it as one unit. So, we are using a singular form, works. But in the next sentence, the team argue on who is their best contender for the MVP award. Here the team is divided. Okay. So, every individual has its say. So, that is why it becomes a plural subject. So, we will be using a plural verb. Let me explain you with the help of another example. The jury was unanimous in its verdict. So, jury as a group. Okay. That is why we are using, when jury as a group is counted, it will be taken as a singular subject, and with singular subject we will be using singular verb. And in the next sentence, the jury were divided in their opinions. Here all the members of the jury, they will be counted individually. That is why it will become a plural subject, and with plural subject of course plural verb will be used. So, do not get confused if this kind of sentences they appear, that whenever our subject will work as a group, so it will take a singular verb, and whenever our subject will work as individuals. Okay. So, they will become, they are having individuality. So, we will be counting them as plural subject. So, we will be using a plural verb. Now, the expression a number takes a plural verb, while the expression the number takes a singular verb. So, in sentences, whenever a number comes and whatever, if our subject is plural, so a number will always take a plural verb. But with the expression the number, even if it is coming with a plural subject, so it will always take a singular verb. These are the rules which you have to learn. Okay. So, a number will take a plural verb and the number will take a singular verb. Of course, in this also this is plural, and in this sentence this was also plural, but we are using the expression a number, that is why we are using plural verb, and here we are using the number, that is why we are using singular verb. So, whenever we start a sentence with the expressions denoting time, weight, measurements, amount of money, so that needs to be considered as a whole. So, they are taking singular verb. For example, 7 years is quite a long time to wait for his return. 10 kilos of chicken is not enough for 60 persons. 20 kilometers is not a long distance these days. So, do not get confused with the numerals which we are using. We are using time, we are using weight, we are using distance, but these are taken as a whole. So, we will always be using singular verb with these expressions whenever these kind of expressions come in the paper. So, we will be taking them as a whole. So, always use singular verb with them. Now, sometimes our sentences start with fractions. They may take singular or plural verbs depending on the of phase. Like 2/3 of the students prepare the assignment. 2/3 of the project is ready for the evaluation. Now in both these sentences, our expression or our fraction is same, but of phrase. Look at the of phrase. In the first sentence, it was plural, students. So with that plural subject, we are using plural verb, prepare. And in the second sentence, of course, our fraction is same, but with of phrase, which is a singular subject, so we are using singular verb. So 2/3 of the project is ready for evaluation. 3/4 of the population does not have a decent job. 3/4 of the pies have been already sold. Now again in this set of example, I am using same expression, means same fraction is used, but with singular subject, singular verb is used, and with plural subject, plural verb is used. So always remember that whenever you are forming any sentence with fraction, then whatever of phrase is, if that is singular, you need to use singular verb. If that is plural, you need to use plural verb. Now sometimes you get confused whenever you look at any intervening subject words. So what are intervening words? Like together with, in addition to, as well as, including, similar. So the sentences having such kind of constructions following the subject, they do not affect the number of the subject. So the teacher together with the students submits a petition against the result of the contest. So don't get confused with these kind of intervening words. Our subject, if it is singular, so we'll be using singular verb. In the first example, please pay consideration that our subject is singular. So irrespective of this plural intervening word, we are using a singular verb. And in the second example, the judges as well as the committee come up with the resolution. So our main subject was plural, we have used plural verb with that. One more example, he as well his classmates is hardworking. His classmates as well as he are hardworking. So whenever in a sentence as well as appears, then the verb will go in accordance with the first subject. Okay. So in the first example, first subject was singular. So irrespective of this, the number of the second subject, which is plural, singular verb will be used. And again I have just replaced the subjects. So by second example is his classmates as well as he. Now here the verb will come in accordance with the first subject, which is plural. So plural verb will be used with the plural subject. Now the title of the books, poem, story, movie, they always take a singular verb even if they are in plural, means their title is plural. Like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, when made as a movie, was a sure hit. So when you look at this title, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, of course this is a plural title, but this is one title of one book. So that book we are considering, and accordingly we are using verb which should be singular. Now passionate shepherd to his love and the nymph's reply are popular poems in English literature. Of course these two are different poems and we are joining them with and. Okay, so that becomes a plural subject and a plural verb will be used. The Arabian Nights is a collection of stories. So the Arabian Nights is, again we are talking of a single thing, so a single verb should be used. Thank you very much.